Hi, I'm Stacy, and welcome to Beyond the Mic. This is a space where we dive deep into the moments, stories, and breakthroughs that shape who we are and who we're becoming. Together, we'll explore personal growth, mental health, and the motivation you need to create lasting change. This is more than just a podcast. This is your moment to break free, rewrite your story, and step boldly into the life you've always dreamed of. It's time to stop holding back, to rise, to thrive, and to transform. Let's go beyond the mic. So today we have a very special guest. She fell in love with photography with her analog camera and the magic of the dark room, and now she's a photographer here in El Paso, Texas. Judith.
Hi, Stacy.
Hello.
Thank you for having me here.
No, thank you for being here. I know your schedule is hectic. I know being a small business owner is tough
And a mom.
And a mom, especially, just having to pick up the kids, take them, get everyone ready, and just extracurricular activities, and that's a little bit of what we're talking about right now. So thank you for being here. I was looking forward to this conversation.
It's really exciting.
Yeah. So my first question was, how did you first fall in love with photography?
Oh, when I was a teenager, I grabbed my first analog camera and I fell in love with just capturing the moments and like having a time capsule. It was amazing. And the dark room, because with the analog camera, I had to go to the dark room and it was like magic. You wouldn't know what to expect every time you shot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think I have this secret love for photography as well because I'm constantly taking pictures of everyone. But I think mine, I mean, I'm not a professional photographer or anything, but my dad passed away when I was very little, and I have very few pictures of me and him. And I have a lot of pictures of me and him when I'm little, but not when I'm older for some reason. Weird. So for me, just like capturing every step, like sometimes my husband like, can you stop? Please take your picture. I'm like, no, because like if life is too short and like God forbid I'm not here, like I want my kids to have those moments with me. What most of the time it's just moments of him and the kids because I'm taking the pictures. But once in a while, once in a blue moon, I'll have him like, can you please take a picture of me? And then when he does, it's like the ugliest.
But it's a moment.
Yeah, I would always tell him like, please, when you're gonna show a picture of me, don't show the ones that you have on your Instagram. Show the ones that I have on mine. Because like if you go to his, like I have this picture when I'm pregnant and we went to go see a comedian. And we're there and we took a picture with the comedian, whatever. My eyes, like I'm pregnant. I'm like 8, almost 9 months pregnant.
Yeah.
So I'm big, and so like when I gain weight, like my cheeks are the ones that show it. So my face gets round. So like you can just tell like I'm just like this chickmunk, and then one eye is more closed than the other. And then like that's his favorite picture.
So happy you were living the moment.
And then I'm like, no, that's the worst picture they can show anybody. But I think like it's husbands.
It's husbands, yeah.
Well, except yours. Except yours. I would love to have a husband that knows how to take pictures. When did you realize it was more than just taking pictures?
I realized when I saw my husband he's a photographer too, and I saw what he was doing with portrait photography, and I told him, show me what you're doing because it's amazing. You're capturing the essence of the people you meet, and I think that's what I like most about a portrait photography. It's how you see people, right, and capturing the essence of every person.
And how do you choose? Like, is it usually when like the person comes to you and then they tell you the vision that they have, or do you tell them, like, once you get to know them a little bit, like, oh, I think this will go great with you? Or how do you choose?
A little bit of both.
Okay.
Because sometimes the client arrives with an idea on their mind, right? I think lately they already know how I shoot, and they're looking for my style.
Okay.
But even then, they have an idea, right? Their Pinterest mood board, and they have this vision of how they want to look too. Yeah. And you have to be cautious about that because you have to respect that, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And I need to pick through their brain and really, really be like, I need to shush and just tell me what is it that you really want, so I can capture it for you. And what was the question?
When did you realize it was more than just taking pictures?
Okay.
Yeah. So I know, and I think I asked something else, and I completely forgot to. But it was around that, and you know what? Because I mean, I can tell you from experience, there is, I don't know what it is, like there is something about you that you do make the person feel comfortable when you're taking their pictures, you know, like when I took my pictures with you, with my kids, with my husband, like I don't know if it's like your essence or like I can't
therapy. I had to go to therapy.
You know, because like you're really good at making the other person feel really comfortable, you know, and I just wanted to throw that
thank
out
you,
there.
Stacey. And I've been listening to that more often because it is a lot of work. I think being a portrait photographer is more than just taking the shot and a beautiful picture, because a lot of people can do that. But what is your experience with me when you come to my studio, right? And we have this luggage of self-conscious, maybe, you know, we criticize our looks, so we're so tough on ourselves. And I need to, like, okay, this is your luggage. Okay, don't be ashamed of it. It's normal. Okay, now let's work with that, right?
Yes.
And thank you for your feedback, because I love that. That's my goal. Yeah. And I did have to go to therapy.
You need to give me her or his information after.
I love her. Yes, I always recommend her. Like, amiga, do you want to? My therapist is amazing. But
it's so hard to find a good therapist, though. It's like, so I mean, not. I think it's like any relationship. You know, you can meet someone. I mean, let's say
it worked for me, but maybe not for you.
Yeah, we're single, and we met this guy, and he's like, oh, he's the most awful person in the world, but maybe he's the greatest man in the world for you, you know? So like it just depends. Like, it's not you, it's just that you guys don't click. And it's the same with therapists. I've had several, because sometimes, I don't know, I think it also has to do with their background as well, like what they have lived, and maybe if it clicks with you. So yeah,
it does. Like, I wouldn't go with a male therapist, and it's not because I hate men.
Yes.
But you know,
but they're not
we're just
girls. Women. It's like how am I going to teach my 2 little boys to be men? I can't. I mean, I can guide them through as much as I can and give them my feminine perspective. But then it's my husband. I think
a man should be, right?
Yeah, but it's my husband that's gonna have to like form them, and
I know
you can't expect a male therapist to know what it feels to be a woman. You know, like they don't have a period, they don't have anything. Like, I was gonna say that changes everything.
Yes, your hormones are not up and down. Stop.
Yeah. What kind of people are drawn to work with you, and why do you think that is?
Women. Yes,
okay.
I think women, and I love women, and I am very passionate about, you know, empowering women, and just like everyone, I learned that I see beauty in everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And some people come to my studio, and some of my clients come and, but I don't feel pretty and this and that. I'm like, you should see yourself through my lens. And then I show them, and they're like, I've never,
Yes,
is this
yes.
me? So yes, I think women.
Yes. And I mean, and I can attest to that. I think when I came into you for different types of shoot that we've done.
For your portrait.
For my portraits. And you know what? I've been wanting to do portraits, but I've been so subconscious of the way that I look. I mean, because like when I did one kind of portrait with you, and then we did with my family and everything, the moment that I discovered you, I got pregnant. I think you were one of the first people I told, like nobody knew. And then I told you, like, nobody knows this, but I just found out I'm pregnant like 2 days ago. And it was like, and now you have to be my best friend. That's what I told you. So I think since then to like now, it's been like, I'm gonna message her and I'm gonna tell you I'm ready. And then I see myself in the mirror and I'm like, maybe a few more pounds, and then I'll call her again. And it just keeps on going. But you do have this thing, like you did make me feel very pretty even when I didn't feel that way, because I'm like, well, I'm pregnant, and no wonder I feel bloated, and no wonder like
and this.
yes, and all this, So you do make women feel pretty. I can tell
and
you.
it's like, I don't know if it has happened to you, even with selfies. That you take a selfie and then you start criticizing everything about you in that selfie, and then you don't post it, right?
Yes.
And you save it and you come back to it maybe months later, a year, and then you're like, I look good. Like, why was I so hard on myself? So basically what I tell my clients when they come with me and message me like, let me just lose some pounds and I'll book you, and I'm like, just do it. Don't think about it. Just do it.
And you know what? It's also been, I haven't because I've seen a lot of your work, and I'm trying, okay, what is it that I want, and I can't decide what I want, because then I see some pictures of you that were just like, it's all black, and then they just do like
very shadow,
like very shadowy,
dramatic.
and that's pretty. And then I see some like it's just red, and then they have like some really cool like outfits. And so I'm like, well, where am I gonna find like all that stuff? Like, well, where do you find? And you know what? And then I'm like, okay, well, when I do it, I'm gonna get hair and I'm gonna get makeup.
I think that's with that. Even if you're naked with hair and makeup, you look amazing. Like,
you're gonna look good,
or you're gonna feel so good, right? Polished. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I was thinking, maybe for like Beyond the Mic, I could do like some portraits for like the brand.
Like, you need that.
And then, but then I don't know. Like, I like so many things, and I don't know where to choose.
And that's where I come. Like, just give me all your ideas, and then I'll listen to your podcast, and then I'll see you and everything, and then I'll come up with, hey, this is my
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we need to talk later after this.
I'll crown you.
Yes. Why do you think so many people are afraid of being photographed?
I think we feel exposed.
Yes.
We feel exposed. We're out there.
Yeah.
And you're looking at me, and I'm posing for you. You're purposefully looking at me. And I think it's in our nature to like be like, why are you looking at me? You feel exposed. Yeah. I think that's it. But that's the beauty of it. Just being in a state of you have to trust me, right? Mm-hmm. That's why it's important for me to create an ambience of trust and that you feel comfortable, because you are, I forgot this word. You feel maybe kind of I forgot the word.
Yeah, but you feel like shy? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah,
Or like
maybe like if I was a prey and you're, you know.
okay, yeah.
Yes, you feel like
It's almost like they're watching you and you feel this I think I know what you're trying to say. That if you're listening, go watch so you understand what we're trying to say. Go in our thoughts and then you'll figure it out.
Yeah, you get it. You know
you
what?
Get it, yeah, like if you're a prey and then you're hidden because you feel like someone's coming at you.
Yes, but it's basically that you feel exposed.
You feel exposed,
that people is going to look at you because we have our perception of ourselves. But you're gonna see me like I am. And what is your perception of myself? And you get afraid, right?
Yeah. And it's almost like we're not scared of our perception, but more like the perception of the perception.
Because we work so much in this perception that, oh my God, I'm in the open now.
I completely agree. What fears come up more often in your clients?
The very first thing that, the most common when they come into my studio, the phrase that they give me is, but I don't know how to pose. I never could look at in pictures. I don't feel pretty, and it's tough. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're so gorgeous. Doesn't matter if our weight, doesn't matter our skin color, it doesn't matter nothing. You're beautiful. And yes, those are the things that most commonly my clients come and tell me about.
Yeah. And how do you deal with that? Like whenever they're like, oh, I don't know how to pose, like you tell them exactly what to do, or how is it that you deal with that? I
give them ideas. I don't mind when they come with their Pinterest poses. Yeah. I don't mind. And then I just switch their posing and then let's do this. Yes, I guide them throughout the session. And until they put down their guard and they're not as stiff anymore. And then I'm like, yes, I got you where I wanted to, right? And they trust me. Because at first you have to let it go and they're stiff and they're like, do I look good? Or I'm like, yes, you look amazing. And being honest about, yes, you look amazing. Look at your hair. I wish I had a hair like you. Like, are you kidding me? Or your eyes? Or, yes, I love your outfit. Like, yes.
Another thing, I need to go into your wardrobe because every time I see you, I love your outfits. It's like, where do you get that? I can never find anything.
I know. I'm always wearing black, so.
But you know what? It's very stylish, and I know it's black, but then you can tell, like
the shape or something.
The shape and everything is different. Yeah. I don't even know where I left off. Have you ever witnessed a transformation in someone during a shoot?
Yes, when I finally make them feel comfortable. And I show them the picture, while I'm shooting. And I have this amazing shot of them and show them. And they're like, I never thought I could look like this. And it's a boost and an empowerment. And I live for that. That's, I think, big part of why I love what I do. And working with people. Because it's not like retail, right? It's not like retail. It is, but it's not. Because this is more soulful. Like I'm not giving you a tangible product, but I'm giving you an experience that maybe you will never forget, and that it will have a reminder in your living room or in your phone forever. So, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see just that transformation in someone just feeling comfortable and like, oh, maybe I wasn't like too bad at this, Do you think vulnerability can be empowering, and how do you capture that? Like when someone's vulnerable, like.
So that's what I was my example of the prey.
Okay.
Yes, you're like yes, you're in a
You're like
different
a little
environment, like a not a sitting duck, but yes. um, but yes, vulnerability, it's like a gateway for me to really, really know your essence and then capture it.
Mm-hmm.
So it is.
Like, do you capture like someone just like feeling like, I don't know, let's say I'm looking and then I'm just a little shy, and do you capture that? Or
Yes, or sometimes they're super excited, or I show them that power picture and they shift, like their smile, their how they sit, how you can see the confidence, and even though they're still vulnerable,
Mm-hmm.
it's in a positive way.
Mm-hmm. What fear? Oh, sorry, no. Have you ever had a shot that left you feeling emotional or changed?
Yes, I think working with women, that's very common because we go like postpartum, right? We go through the pregnancy and it's beautiful, but you go through so many changes that you can't control that is tough.
Mm-hmm.
So when mommies come after like postpartum and they can regain their confidence and they can feel feminine again and they can feel sexy, beautiful, whatever they want to be in front of my lens, that's everything.
And you know what? I just recently saw a post that said um, that whenever you're breastfeeding, there is, I don't know if it's a hormone or what is it that your body releases when they're sucking on your nipple, that it's almost like it lowers your libido. I don't know how to say it in English, libido.
Mm-hmm.
So that
It's
the
even
mom,
hormonal. You're not
so it's
ready
like,
to reproduce again.
yeah,
You're
so
breastfeeding.
so the mom is just focused on feeding the baby,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what the baby does because they want to survive.
Exactly.
And so when you're going through all of this, that all your hormones are changing, maybe you're not going back into, I don't know, your sexual life, your that thing that makes you feel sexy, or I mean, you haven't slept, so your skin changes. Like with my second child, I remember um, I didn't have any hair. Like I had a 5 head, like almost a 6. Because like my forehead, like my hair was all the way up to here. Like I had no hair here. And even right now, like this little thing, that's postpartum hair. And I have a cousin. Well, it's my husband's cousin, but she's my cousin. And she saw me and she's like,
What
don't
happened
be
to you?
like, yeah, like she was like, no seas ridícula, like don't be so ridiculous. Why did you cut your bangs? I'm like, stupid, it's not my bangs. Like it's my postpartum hair. I didn't cut my hair. What are you talking about? It's like, and then she started laughing. It's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm like,
sometimes we can be like, just don't comment aloud.
Yeah, and you know, like when you're comfortable with your girlfriend, and then you're like, oh yeah, why did you do that? And then you didn't realize it was more than that. Yeah, so so you know, like it's almost like how they say that you lose your pink, but little by little, because like
They're like the flamingos also.
And then you get it back a little bit after a while, and I think that's one of the reasons that I decided to do this podcast, and it was one of it's actually one of the main reasons, because I homeschool. I'm always with my kids. I'm always doing something for everyone, and I enjoy it, and it fulfills me. But I was lacking an area of my life where it was for me, like something that it's almost like your photography, you know, like you're in your space, and it creates, it ignites this creativity part of your brain that you desire. For some other people, maybe it's math, but for for other people like me that don't like that, it's doing something else.
You have to find your spark, yes. So you can keep giving to your loved ones. You have to give it to yourself first.
Yes. Did you want to say something else? Sorry, did I? Okay. Do you think? No, that's what I said. How do you see people differently than they see themselves? Whenever they go in.
I just listen, right? I just listen and let them be themselves. So I can, okay, now that you're being yourself, it's like, that's why I need to be a safe space for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you can, okay, I can be myself and I can feel that I can just be myself with you, so I can just do my work and capture you.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, sometimes we want to capture the. It's crazy because, for example, for a portrait, for a professional portrait, like I want to be. I'm just starting my business. It's not where I want it to be, but I want that picture to be my future version.
Yes.
Let's do it. Mm-hmm. And that's part of it. It's like even visualizing yourself as you want to feel or be.
And how you're always getting new clients and new people coming in. How do you find the time? I mean, because sometimes it's almost like 30 minutes, an hour the most that you schedule. How do you try to do like a phone call before, or do you do it like right in the beginning while they're doing their makeup and maybe go in earlier, or how do you find that time to create that trust and make it happen?
I think it's when they call me or send me a message just regarding it. Oh, I was thinking about doing a photo shoot with you. And it's my work to be like, okay, I don't want you to think about it. I want you to do it, because this call, it's going to be the one to determine the way, right? And usually in that call, we get to know each other, and right from there, we can tell if we're a match.
Okay.
Yeah. Some people won't like my personality, some will, or if it's it depends a lot on what type of portrait they're looking for too, because I think I have advantage because I'm a girl, to be honest. Like if a girl calls me and I've never done a boudoir photo shoot and I'm thinking about it, right away I'm a girl and they're like, oh, you're a girl, okay. You're a woman, and I trust you a little bit more. And then from there, it's like, no, just send me your inspiration. But I don't feel confident. No, don't worry about that. Just do it. Don't think about it. You're gorgeous. Just think about your outfits. What are you going to wear? And you don't have to wear lingerie. You can wear your jeans, your open your shirt a little bit. It doesn't have to go all the way, because imagine if I notice, this is the tricky part. I need to, in very little time, in minutes, know your personality. And from there, if you're shy, I won't come up with, yeah, you can just go naked. Or,
imagine.
No, she's shy. She has never done a photo shoot. She's a mommy of two. She's even doubting if she, being in front of the camera. Okay, no, girl, we'll do it at your pace. I need to listen and do it at your pace. And you will tell me what that is. What are you ready for? And then we'll go from there.
Yeah. Oh.
So that's why I needed therapy. It's a lot of work.
Because you're the therapist of the people. Yeah. What do you wish more women knew about their beauty and presence?
That they already have it.
They don't have to look for it.
No. I think we need to be more gentle with ourselves. We be thankful for what we already have, and just you already have it. Just look at the mirror and you already have it. Just be more gentle with yourself.
Yeah, and I think that's beautiful, because I think we're always looking, or we have role models or people that we look up to, and we want to be like them, and we think that we don't have it in us.
With social media,
it's hard, but I think the moment that we realize that we have that power within us, and if there is something that we want to change, that we can do it, and little by little that we can become that person. If maybe we lack something, you can always be that thing that you want, or that person, or anything. So
sorry, and it applies to a lot of, not just like how you physically look. It can be your personal goals, like I want to be more patient, right? I want to stop worrying so much, maybe be less anxious, right? Or even professionally, like that happens to me when I'm scrolling in social media and I see other photographers and I start comparing myself. And I think that comparison,
it's a thief.
It's bad. It's so bad. And sometimes I need to take breaks from social media. And my kids, everyone is going to find something that will root them to reality. For me, it's my family.
Yeah.
Like, this is what I live for. This is what is important. Not taking the best picture ever or being printed in a magazine. It's like, no, my family and how they feel, and if they feel loved and cared for, and it's basically what roots you back to reality, and be grateful.
Yeah, and I think it's important to always take a step back, because we can forget. Sometimes we're always on the go, and life can be hectic and just craziness all the time, especially being a mom and business owner, and then editing, and
I got chickens.
You got chickens? Yeah. Well, that's even worse,
right? I'm just finding.
It's like,
there's room in my plate.
I think I want more. Let's add chickens. How is that?
I love him. It's
my husband wants some.
Do it. I love
it. Have a Great Dane. That's a thing.
Oh no, don't do it. They're like chicken nuggets for them.
Yes.
No.
And how's that experience?
So I always find things, because my career can be very demanding and I'm always in my mind.
Yeah.
I'm always in my mind thinking, what can I do next? What can I do next? And comparing myself, and
you have to be very creative.
Exactly. So. I have to. And being with my chickens, I disconnect, It's like every morning, hi ladies, and I go and I give them their breakfast, and the kids are learning responsibility too, and it roots me.
Well, that's interesting. How long have you had them?
3 months, really?
Okay. And you just have them like on your backyard?
Yes, in their little coop. I can wait to. So they're big enough. I have 2 cats, and of course they want to hunt them. But I'm like, wait until they're big. You're gonna think twice. And I just want to open the door so they can go from the patio, And
but the cats are inside the house.
I let them out too.
Oh, okay. Are they the ones that they leave and then they come back, or
no?
Okay.
We had a bad experience. A kitty never came back, so there's supervision, and we always like, hey, okay, let's go inside, and they wouldn't survive outside.
They're too spoiled.
See.
Yeah, that's my Great Dane. Right now, I feel so sad because my Great Dane grew up with my first one. We got her when my biggest one was 3, but the Great Dane was very small. So they grew up together. Like like she was growing, but then he was growing.
At 3 months, he was like almost the same size.
Yeah. But she's a girl, so she didn't grow up like so fast. Like it took a little bit of time. So he knew, like, she knows him, but now that I had the second one, she doesn't know the second one. So I would always, when he was little, like I would put him in the little bassinet. So she was always around, But now that he walks, I can't.
No, because they're so strong.
They're so strong. Like just the tail, like
that
hurts. Like
and it's
like,
on his face level.
Yes, and she doesn't know him that well, and like if it would have been the same way like with the first one, like when she was little, and like they grew up together, like that would be different. But they don't know each other that well, so now, and she was always like at home, like she would just like scratch the door to go pee or go number two, and then she will come back. But then now like she's an outside dog, and then she just comes home at night to sleep, because I'm like, at least you can sleep at home. So it's like it's so sad
because we love our pets, but they're animals, and it's better to be safe than to be sorry. And if you feel it that it's the best for your family, she's still spoiled. She's
very spoiled. She's very spoiled. Like we go. I try to go outside and play with her a little bit. I mean, I can't like when he's sleeping because I can't leave him inside. He's still like it's still like at that stage where he's too little, and then that I can. And he's a boy, and he's crazy. Is the second one. I don't know if it happened with you, but the second is. Oh my goodness, like, I don't take care of him. Like, I just try to keep him alive. Like, I'm trying to keep him alive. It's so exhausting at times because I'm like, this is not taking care of you. Like, this is, how am I going to keep you alive? You're trying to die on me, like, every single time. You need to stop.
Yeah.
Is that your second child or not really?
Well, she's a girl. It's
Okay.
different.
It's different?
Even though she is, and she knows she can get away with everything. She's a girl.
Especially with your husband.
And with his brother, she treats him sometimes so bad, and I'm like, don't treat my boy like that. Girl. But girls, she's calm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I wish I had that experience. Oh my goodness, like I love him. He brought, he's my rainbow baby, as you know, baby. And he brought light into our world, and we love him. It's just that
you needed him. My mom told me I'm a rainbow baby.
You're a rainbow baby too. Oh yeah, I remember you told me. Yes. And your mom was there. I remember when you were taking the pictures of Marcel, and then you told me, and then your mom came in.
Oh.
And yeah, I remember.
So I grew up with her telling us, your brother decided that you needed to come. Like, you needed to come for whatever reason. No, she tells me that in a good way. Like, every time we're bonding, she's like, that's why your brother told me you needed to come instead of him. And I'm like, mommy, that's beautiful.
Yes. It was just her anniversary, like a few days ago. And I've always tried for Milan to,
get to know her.
Like just, introduce, like, I one of my biggest fear was for people not to know of her, because there's a lot of women that we go through what I went through, and they don't. Oh my god, my computer just said
okay.
Have the questions here. What we go through, but it's so personal that and it's okay. Any decision is correct, I think. If you don't want to share it. But for me, I didn't know that a lot of women in my life had gone through what I went through, and it was very surprising. I'm like, and how come I don't know about your kid? Like, I would love to know. And granted, what happened to me was a lot later. Like, I was 18 weeks pregnant, so like I had a baby. I got to hold my baby, and for some women, like, they don't even get that privilege. It's like between like the first weeks, and so I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's still very hurtful, but sometimes maybe they don't have a connection, or I don't know. Like, everyone's journey is different. Everyone feels it different.
Yeah, maybe they can detach a little bit more, or work it a little bit faster.
Yeah.
Or, yes, like you said, everybody's different. Or some people will feel just like you did, even with a couple of weeks.
Exactly. And they won't know the gender, but they know that
their baby
that their baby was there, and so.
Yeah, with my mom, we always grew up with with my other brother, like Israel, he had black hair and this and that, and
well, that's beautiful. And to just I'm sorry,
no,
my mind just went everywhere. But yeah, and when you got to, like, you always had this love for photography, and you were exploring it. Did you meet your husband after that, or was it in between, or what collided both worlds? And
no, I was a teenager and I was doing my thing when then we met, so we had that in common when we got to know each other, which was really basically it's
okay. No, but keep on going.
And that's when it was something in common that we had. So when we met, it was nice to have already, like that visual artistry. But like he already had his career and his brand. So I was so artistic, and I was just downtown taking pictures of whatever I could find, right? I didn't know what he was doing. It was so different from what I was doing. I was just almost like a live or journalist photography, right? Where you just go and capture the moment. And it was nice, but not fulfilling. When I saw what he was doing, I was like, I want to work with people. I want to get to know them, make them feel better about themselves, and
And did you guys think of colliding both worlds and just like you going into his work, or how did you guys like almost separate and have your own?
No, for definitely he had his brand, and then I told him, okay, teach me what you know, technically speaking, and he was like, okay. So I will forever be so grateful with him, because 8 years of going to courses and getting to know the techniques and the light setups and everything, he basically teach me everything in 1 year, so it was intense. And I believe anyone can get to learn, can learn the technique, and it's out there, and everyone can learn it. But he was telling me, but you're gonna give it your style. So that's when I decided, okay, I want to do my own thing, my brand. And
well, that's beautiful, because then he gave you that liberty of, he could have been like, oh yeah, just help me on my thing.
But which then, I started like that.
Yeah, but eventually just like give you the like, okay, but what if you give it your touch, and just because it's different, like
the support was there 100% always. And so I had it easy.
I mean, you married him, so it wasn't for free.
Okay, thinking about that, okay.
You deserve it. You deserve that and way more. Yeah, but that's good. And so now, how long have you had your own brand?
So like for 8 years, and I remember I started the business. I went to register my name of the business in 2017, I believe. And it was because I was helping him. I started like a model agency. And he had big gigs with these clients that needed talent. And the talent that the model agencies at the time were giving us, the client didn't like them 100%. So I was like, okay, you know what? I can get the talent, be scouting, get the talent and everything, and he showed me, but you need your brand, your name, and then yeah, to do the taxes and all that stuff that I don't understand, that I need to do it because I can't just take pictures. So that's how I started with a type of a model agency, but I didn't like it. I was like, no, what am I doing? And I always wanted to pay them more than the. I felt that for commercial, they were paying so much less. And I was like, you're expecting the model that sometimes is a mom, sometimes is a dad, sometimes is a kid, meaning the dad needs to be here on set because it was for video. I won't tell who it was, the client, but you expect them to be from morning until night just in case you need them without a plan. Because for me, it's like, even then, even I didn't have these I didn't know what I know now, but for me, it's like you're not planning it well, you know. These say we're gonna shoot this scenery or this shot, and we only need these people. Why are you calling the other people just in case we need them? And I'm like, but how much are you paying them? They wanted to pay them like $100 for the whole day. Oh, wow. $100 for the whole day. I was like, and I remember I came and I was changing stuff, you know, and the other videographers or so, the other, they were like, no, but this is how much we pay them. And I'm like, but I don't like that. Those numbers are bad. Like, what are you talking about? And then the agencies, like, I wouldn't pay myself much. I'd rather pay more to my talent because they were the ones there all day on set than... You know, I just call them. For most agencies, they almost will take half of their check, you know? And I was like, that is not fair. I was like, not happy with how they were managing stuff. And I was not there to change anything, you know? I was no one. So I quit the agency stuff. But that's when
that talks a lot about your ethics, you know?
I hate that. Yeah. I hate that I'm like that. No, yes, and the good thing is that when I register my brand, I told my husband, you know what? I wanted to be just Vive en Como. No photography, no studio, no agency, no nothing, because it's global. I can do whatever I want with it, right? And at first, I was just Vive en Como, right? Vive en Como. And I told my husband, you know, I like that people don't know how I look. Even if my gender, they would think I was a man, and I was like, oh, okay. And I'm like, no, I'm a girl. And so after the agency, then I started doing more photography. But you know, I had my first baby, and he was young, and I was doing pictures in practicing, you know, inviting models and practicing in my living room. But I didn't take it seriously until 3 years ago. Okay. So I was not earning really until 3 years ago, barely. But that's good because when you think about it, you can just grab a camera and expect people to pay you. So basically, those first years, 2017, 8 years. Okay, I was doing the math. I was struggling. So 5 years of me practicing, of me learning, of me giving it all to, you know, like, yeah, it's like a career if you think about it. So now, 3 years ago, that's when I felt more confident of, you know what, okay, now I need to learn about marketing. Now I need to learn about, you know, how to put my prices and make it more legit. And that's why only 3 years ago I was more treating my brand more like a business, and it goes on hand with everything.
And I think it maybe influenced that you were just a first-time mom, and I think when we're moms, and
the
we're
first years is
the first years, and then you had two, so you know it's difficult to manage both. even with this, sometimes with like I do it all. Like I do the editing, I do everything, and then I'm like, okay, hold on. Or I have the little one literally just like running up here, and then I'm just with my computer, and then now he's screaming, so now I have him here, and then so like it's difficult, you know. Like maybe it took you 5 years of practicing, but you know you needed that to do the work that you're doing right now. And,
Yes,
you know,
everything's
and you
also
keep on
purpose.
learning every day. I'm pretty sure, like when you're really good at what you do, like you never stop learning. You know, like there's
In
always
any career, you
something.
always in any career, and that's something that I love about my job. And I'm gonna rephrase what I just said. You can just grab a camera and start charging. I won't tell you what to do with your life. It just I didn't do it like that. But yes,
But people will know the quality of the work.
I won't get into that.
I'll get in trouble.
I'm gonna be bad. No, es cada quien. I don't know how to say it in English, but yeah, cada quien. I learned to do that. That's why I went to therapy, girl, because I was taking everything so personal. Even when a client would just write to me and be like, "Hey, I want to shoot with you," but they wouldn't book me, I would take it so personal. Like, is it they don't like my work. My work is awful. You know, I'm not good enough. What am I doing with my time? And then the therapist was like, maybe they don't have enough money, girl. That's not on you. Like, just
and yeah,
or they changed their mind. Maybe it's not a personal. It's never personal, and that helped me so much.
yeah, and I think that's really good that you say because it's never personal. It's never about the other person. Like anytime we're mad, even like when you're driving and then you're like, oh, stupid person, like, you know, like it's not the other person. Like you never know, like what if they're in a rush? Like what if they just
Que se
found that
trae
they
la olla de
had
pozole ahí, güey.
you know, like they just had a baby, so they're rushing to the you like you never know people's life.
You never know.
You know, and usually the people that need the most love show it in the most unlovable ways, and so it's like having you like when your husband and then you just want an apology but then you're mean to them and you're like all I want is a hug but I'm gonna be mean to you because I need a hug, and like instead of going up to them and saying like I need a hug, you know, like when we need the most love we show in the most unlovable ways. At least I do, and I know most people. I don't know.
Yeah, we do that.
But what's the favorite photo you've ever taken?
Oh, I love a picture of I love motherhood portraits, and I think the connection of you with your baby, even though it's not born, but it's inside of you, and that connection is so beautiful. So I have that one because I have two brands, right? I wanted to separate my brands because Viven Como it's fashion and it's my like it's my husband is like my ego, like it's fashion and it's shallow, you know, it's about the clothing, the makeup, the look, and it's just about the pretty picture, right? You can create a concept and it's amazing, but it's okay. But photo love, yeah, it's about the soul. Like it's about the family. It's about maternity. It's about connection. I love them, and I love them both. It's like two parts of me. So from photo love, I love that maternity portrait, and with Viven Como, I love beauty portraits. I really like how do you say it when it's product photography. And for me, beauty it goes along with product photography. It's about the makeup. It's about the close-ups. It's about and there's one shot of that I took of this beautiful model that she's a mommy now, and I got to shoot her with her beautiful belly and full circle. I love it. Yeah. That she has this orchid in her mouth, and it's just her beautiful brown skin, and I put an eyeshadow that is purple and shimmery, and the orchid has purple tones to it, and it's in her mouth. But it's orchids for me are like very feminine, and they even look like the reproductive system, no, of the woman. So it's really, for me, it's so bold. It's like, oh my god, yeah, and it's her gaze and everything. I love it.
Yeah.
And so those two.
Well, thank you for that. I even got to picture the way that you're saying. What's one word that describes you? That describes your style?
Timeless.
Timeless.
I would say timeless. And that is my goal. That's why I usually, even with family portraits, I really, really like to do a minimalist setup. Even for Smash the Cake, I don't do the theme.
Okay.
No, it's about your baby being one.
Yes.
And what I'm doing recently is their first steps. Not all babies walk at 1 year old, but some do, and it's beautiful. Taking video of the both parents, right? Like with their first steps. Ah, so cute. I wish I had more videos of my babies on their first steps.
Yeah. I know. Well, thank you so much for being here. It's almost the hour. Yeah. So.
Oh wow.
Where can people find you?
I am in social media and Facebook with Viven como dar photo. And with photo love, and instead of an O, it's a U, and they can find me like that.
And if there's one last message that you would like to tell people that, they're afraid to be seen, be vulnerable.
No.
I'll change that. Just book me.
I would tell them, take more pictures, even if it's with your phone. Book that session with your favorite photographer, and just I don't know. Yeah, book me.
Well, thank you so much for listening to us. You can listen at Spotify. You can watch on YouTube. Like, share, subscribe, do all of those, and book her. She'll
Thank
make
you for having me.
No, thank you so much for being here.